Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Southeast Termite and Pest Control. Folks, talking about a locally owned business here for 40 years. The Haynes family does a tremendous job, and when you call them, you're going to get, you're not going to have to go through 18 layers of middle managers. They cover all of East Tennessee, and it is a tight-knit group. They do my house. They've done fantastic work, and the great thing about them is if they come out to your house, and it rains, they'll come right back out there. In my situation, I had them come out, spray, it rained, they came out the next week, took care of it, no extra charge. Southeast Termite and Pest Control, can't say enough about them. All right, back with our VFLs. Daniel Hood, Will Overstreet, David Ligg, and Jacob Gill. I'm going to answer some questions from Twitter. This one I got last night. Has Tennessee already lost too many bodies to compete in the East? Yesterday at one point in the second half, they're without starter McNeil, starter Galden, starter O'Brien, and then Majit gets hurt. That's 4 starters off your defense. It's week 2. Now, you look like you're going to get McNeil back, but have they lost so many bodies now that depth is already an issue?
Well, I think depth was an issue to begin with. I mean, I think these guys in certain positions were light. They've always been light. I mean, they're light at defensive tackle. Obviously, the linebackers are, for whatever reason, there's not enough talent there because you're not using that many guys. So this team is always, even though it's had more talent, has always been in the position where at a few key spots, if you lose a guy, you're in trouble. I think they're still going to get some of these guys back, and I don't think you're at a point yet where you're out of the East, you don't have enough bodies that. But I think you're always this year going to be saying, we can get a guy hurt here, but we cannot get a guy hurt here for a long period of time.
Well, yeah, and when Kelly went out like yesterday and you're back to your third string safety there when it's Evan Barry, I mean, this team, when we warned of that during the offseason, that you're still going to have some depth issues, and some of that depth is very, very young and inexperienced. Let me ask, let me show you a stat here, if we've got this. Here's what Oklahoma did with Kurt Majit when he was in what they did offensively when Majit was in the game. 26 plays, 67 yards, 2.6 per play. When he left the game, and again, most of this is in the fourth quarter, but 54, 226, 4 yards per play. Big difference with Kurt Majit not in there. I want to ask you guys this, especially Jacob and Daniel. He's the leader of the team. We don't know what the hip injury is. We don't know how serious it is. We don't know how long it's going to last. How big of a loss would that be if Kurt Majit's out for any amount of time?
I think it's a huge loss. I mean, Kurt's obviously one of the best players we got, and he's one of the best people. He does everything right on and off the field. And so when you take all that in combination, that's why they're successful with him. And when you got a guy that's got that much respect from his teammates, when things get going crazy, that's who you turn to. You turn to Kurt every single play, and when you lose that, now you got younger guys in there who've got to count on another young guy in your middle linebacker, and I think that's where the issues came up with it.
Jacob, your thoughts?
I think any kind of situation that you're struggling, you look to Kurt Majit as the leader of the whole team, not just the defense. And when you lose a guy like that, it really hurts you. And I think that Kurt is one of the best guys on and off the field, but we can't afford to have him off the field. He has to be on the field, if not every play, the majority of them. And losing him would be a great blow to this team.
David Ligon, a lot of people on Twitter and message boards pointing out the fact that after 27 games, Derek Dooley was 13-14. After 27 games, Butch Jones is 13-14. Is that a fair comparison?
No, it is not. Not in the least bit.
Dooley left the cupboard pretty bare.
Yeah, there's so many reasons that I would love to share that we can't on air, but
use words that we also can't use on air.
Yeah. I think a lot of people can't say.
We'll talk about it in overtime online, and you may hear those words.
But no, I mean the recruiting is different. I think the way that Coach Jones and the staff go about business and doing things the right way is different. There's some things that we gripe about, in-game coaching. But they have the capability. Earlier you're talking about Zach Azzanni. I mean, the guy had a successful career at Wisconsin. I mean, he knows how to do things. I mean, these guys can get it together. I don't think I had that faith with Dooley's staff.
Yeah. You don't see any Salson-Series out there, at least. All right, very good. We will answer a ton of your questions in overtime today on SportsSource.tv, including how do the Vols bounce back? Where were the throws across the middle? That one always comes up after a loss. Is Jones taking enough blame, or is he blaming his players? How do you regain fan support? All that will be on our online segment. I'll tweet you and let you know when that's up. All right, when we come back, quick slants. Our guys get to fire off on any topic they desire. I can't stop them. It's all theirs. Come on back.
From East Tennessee to Kentucky, no job is too small for Benedict Construction. Electrical work, heating and air installation, even carports and garages. With a reputation for excellence, rely on the custom work of Benedict Construction.